great. Oh shit. You guys gotta learn to knock. Yeah, I was doing watching this what if here from What If Kid. What if Deco has split personality disorder? Don't ask why this was made. It was just made. That seems pretty cool so far. Anyways, so you're back. For what, I wonder? I shouldn't even have to ask. You're back for another audiobook. You could have at least not, but whatever. Now, after the last few episodes, because yes, we're doing conflict again, I bet you're wondering what's going to happen next when they actually going to, do the whole time travel thing. Well, don't you worry about that. Because today, that's what we're going to do. And ignore me checking out this book. I'm just really curious. I could pause for this shit, but hey, that'd make too much sense. Ah, shit, my Wi-Fi's being shitty. Also, I got say, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. We're live for this 1:47 a.m. on Friday, December 25th. So yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. So hold on, let me just read this so you guys aren't annoyed. Okay, I'm done reading the description, and if you want to read it, you can just pause it right here. It's another time travel book. It's based on this recommendation. But anyways, we are back to this. Well, guys, you ready? Well, you gonna answer? Okay then, well, I'll just do this on my own. But anyways, okay, that chapter looks like a whole bunch of nothing. But anyways, guys, let's start this. Because, well, we gotta get to time travel. But anyways. Damn that guy. Okay. Damn it, Bobby. Sorry, that guy was being a bit of an ass. This is my show. I know what he was doing for 2 minutes and 43 seconds. But, yeah, I'm back in control. Now, let's continue. Chapter 3. Yeah. You can read. Joe, me, walked through the dining hall, swinging doors, onto the covered porch, and paused to watch the guests stroll between the buildings on the noontime sun. What the hell's a noontime sun? Hell, at this point, it's just a sun X. It's not even King of the Hill thing. Whatever. A faint breeze carries the smell of freshly mowed lawn that surround the ranch's guest cabins, dining hall, and administrative buildings. Totally peaceful. He shook his head, remembering Rosebud's scream as the spear struck her. Ah! Ah! Looked toward the mountains. They peered back at him over the top of the stables like old gods, amused at the antics of the mere human subjects. Well, fuck you, old gods. I am a proud... Shit. I am a proud family man. You can go screw yourself. Anyways, Joe shriveled in spite of the heat and returned his gaze to his surroundings. He'd been feeling comfortable here, more than he had in any other place since his grandparents had died. Yes, they brought back this familiar sense of disjointedness. Where the hell did he belong? Why are you asking me? That's for you to answer, Joe. Well, screw you. You could at least help me here. Anyways, Joe shook his head as he turned to inspect the ranch bulletin board hanging near the wall's halls. Alex had given them morning off, much needed after a poor night's sleep, but now he needed to get back to fucking work. That's right. Go back. Posted among ranch notices and events was the sign-up sheet for this afternoon's classes. Bobby's edible and herbal plant walk had several takers, mostly women. Okay. David, Bobby, how are you getting on the women? Crikey, mate, that's a question you have to ask them. However, I would say it's pretty obvious. David, Bobby, it's not that big. Whatever. Larry's forge class was maxed out. No surprise at that either. Well, I am pretty damn surprised. Whatever the book says. Joe had 4 students listed for his kidnapping class. Sorry, guys. Been feeling a bit sick today, so might be better sniffing throughout this. Because Mark and Melinda were repeat young people. Fish up their senior nights. 2 new names follow theirs. Christy and George Cropper. I'm not trying that. He said their names a few times and headed to his kidnapping shed. He paused when he reached his shed. From here, the mountains were in clear view, rising to 9,000 feet. Ooh. From the 5,000-foot Montana plains, Joe easily identified the valley had taken him somewhere else. No missed. Whoever named the crazy mountains had clearly gotten it right. What crazy shit happened here? Damn it, Larry, shut up. Screw you, Mom. Anyways, damn it, Bobby. Joe went inside and laid out handle material for Mark and Melinda's knots. Elk antler would also work well. Using the antlers of elk for knives. I don't know shit about knives, so I should talk. It's for George and Christy. That must be the lady that Larry had been going on about last night. You know, in the last video, guys, with the big tit? Small and cute, he said. George must be her father. They'd probably be unfamiliar with rock, but he'd been surprised before. Anyways, old ancestral skills thing was getting pretty trendy. Perhaps that's a reaction to a world moving too fast. You know. He frowned. Why was that? Was that why he spent several long breaks from school learning this shit? Or was it just his way of connecting to his ancestry? He shook his head and set out several smaller pieces of obsidian. He was erasing the battered chalk blackboard when Mark and Melinda walked in. Think we'll get him done today? Mark rummaged in their assigned cubby, then held up his knife. Joe took the elongated silver of obsidian, inspected each side. Looking good. Dropped it a little through the middle, and started the sharpening process. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just telling them shit. I know how to make a good knife. But anyways, he handed it back. It was the second knife from Melinda's outstretched hand. It was smaller, with one end blunt and the other chapering to a point. Nice, you're ready for sharpening. Something similar as a kidnapping pit. A circular hole in the concrete floor at the far end of the kidnapping shed, covered with a metal grate surrounded by wooden branches. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Whew. It was covered in metal grate, surrounded by wooden benches. Oh, not branches, benches. Joe returned to the lecture end of the room and finished erasing the blackboard. He had just grabbed a broom when he heard footsteps. Good afternoon, young man, a male voice said. Joe turned. Damn you. Sorry. Joe turned. Mr. Corey and Miss Corey, I presume, saw an older man of medium height standing in the doorway. He wore a plain light gray shirt and ordinary blue jeans. There was a fox western clothing faded by most of the other guests, you know. Please, just George. He walked to his shed, followed by a young woman in her mid to late 20s. If you know what's good for you, call my daughter Christy. Yeah, can't imagine anyone calling her Miss Corey, or worse yet, Dr. Corey. He's gonna fuck her in the end of the whole thing. He's gonna get in a relationship with her. Or maybe not, I don't know. I'm not gonna make predictions right now. But anyways, Christy is just fine. The woman faced the older man and gave an exaggerated frown. Now, Dad, don't give Joe the wrong idea. Butterflies woke in Joe's stomach. No wonder Larry said good for her. Those are so big. She was cute. She had some of her father's Eastern Mediterranean features, but with maybe some Latin blood. A few inches shorter than Joe, and maybe 20 pounds lighter. The rolled-up sleeves of her western shirt revealed toned muscles. Oh, she smiled at Joe. In yesterday's orientation, I heard that you're Native American and teach tracking, basketry, and bow making. I think it's wonderful that these skills are being kept alive on the reservations. Her voice had a melodic, or whatever. As her reference to a reservation held no judgment, Joe made a smile. Actually, I learned from private mentors. Actually, it was from some white guy back in New Jersey. He wasn't blushing. It wasn't a tribal program. To which tribe do you belong? Before he suddenly took a worried look. If I may ask. No problem, he shrugged. I'm a bit of a mix. My grandparents met their respective spouses going to school, the result that I'm listed in 4 different tribal registries. Oh, I'm sorry, Chrissy said. That was a sad period in this country's history. It's not a political speech. Joe's mouth tightened to a thin line. This is not a university. He looked at Joe and his face liked him. How do we start? Hold on, guys. My body hates itself. You know situations where one of your nose gets like blocked by something you can't blow out of it? It's happened to me right now. I swear, my body hates itself. Anyways, first, we get you some safety equipment. After all, you don't want to touch your arm off. You do use blowtorches there in this whole funky thing, but whatever. Anyways, damn it. Joe said, relieved at the change in topic. You handed them goggles, leather palm patches, leather aprons, leather funkin' everything, and copper-tipped pressure tools. Nothing happens without these. Joe gave him his standard instruction, blah blah blah, describing the characteristics of the best rock for kidnapping and some fracture theory. It's a theory. He doesn't exactly know. Then he demonstrated basic hand positions. Soon, George and Christy were sitting behind the kidnapping pit with Mark and Linda, reducing colorful pieces of obsidian into debris. What kind of debris? Battlefield debris? Sorry guys, I don't feel like doing the accents. I don't know if you guys even like them. These videos are so new that no one's really watched them, except me. So I haven't got any responses as to the accent, so I'm just not going to do it right now. Kind of sick. Besides, this one read normally. If you don't mind. And occasionally getting some pieces that would actually be functional. Oh, hey, oh. About mid-afternoon. Jeez. Did they say like noontime, like noon sun? When we get into his kidnapping shed or his class or whatever? Okay. Then, I don't know time stuff, but whatever. George got up and shook off any flakes. Like the cereal? Hurt flakes. Thinks this will do it for me, he said to Chrissy. Got the idea, about, guess, making nice kidnapping or whatever. Not a bad scalpel to show the boys, scraper, or I guess stuck with a knife. Show the boys back of the office. He held up an a full scraper the size of a child's hand. I think I'll hole up in the bar for the rest of the afternoon. Yes, let's go drinking. Scraper. I'm retarded. I don't know what that is. Hope you find it interesting. This whole kidnapping thing, or whatever. Is Joe rose from his seat. Oh yes, it was certainly more involved than I thought. George smiled and pointed at Joe with a bandaged finger. Please try to keep Joe from. No, damn it. Please try to keep Chrissy from bleeding to death. Will do. Just leave your stuff there, or there. Your scraper. I'll sort and put everything away later. Joe squeezed his daughter's shoulder. See you at dinner. After he left, Chrissy turned to Joe. Don't worry. Joe raised an eyebrow. Saw you glance at your watch when Dad left. She smiled. He just wants to use the Wi-Fi internet connection in the bar. Joe's face warmed in embarrassment. Sometimes it helped having darker skin, hides blushes or whatever. It's a bit ironic, is what I guess what Joe's saying. With the ranch's rustic, no technology philosophy, then what the fuck do you think a gun or a car is? I guess why? No technology to mean no phones. Yeah, just says no technology, just say no phones. Or no computers, or no TVs. I mean, hell, how the fuck do you call the police if you don't got a phone? Whatever. You still have a Wi-Fi lounge. We may be on vacation, but Dad's business is life, she shrugged. He takes care to pay attention to me, but making money is his real love. Joe's embarrassment increased at his personal revelation. By the way, Chrissy, you're cute when you blush. Her voice was even, but Joe caught a laugh in her eyes when he glanced at the subject. How's the edge coming? Chrissy signed and handed over her scraper. Hey. His voice saying, hey, this is going well. Well, both of Joe's eyebrows rose as he inspected her rock. Not bad for a beginner. Let's work on fracturing off longer flakes, like a cereal, to thin it down. Don't forget to abread the edge to give you a stable place to apply pressure. That's your platform. A place to walk on. You're not walking on the scrape. Joe gave the scraper back to Chrissy, then turned at an exclamation from the other side of the pit. Mark frowned as he held up his broken knife. See to transform my knife to a spear point. Mark's eyes flickered to the pit at his feet, and a lot of debris. Hey, you be fairly found all those flags in your screen. Melinda peered at the broken pieces. Screen. Joe started to ask. Oh, like on an archaeological dig? On our last volunteer project, we were skunked on our first evacuation. Found less than a dozen flakes in the second. In a second or in the whatever. Said. It'd be interesting to know what future archaeologists would make of this kidnapping in a few thousand years, Mark said, apron over the pit. I say we got a few pounds of obsidian flakes, a couple dozen bobcats, and a handful of bent iron nails, as well. My eyes are still working. Will those archaeologists be others or chimps? Christy raised an eyebrow from the other side of the pit. Cockroaches, Melinda answered, straight face. Okay, ladies, this conversation is getting way too serious for me without the help of a liquid nature. Beer! Mark took off his apron and gathered up his... Oh, right, the future, like time travel. I'm going easy. I'm going to take solace in a pre-dinner cocktail upon the genealogy of future archaeologists. I'm with you. Melinda got up and shook off her own apron. Mark helped her pick up her supplies and store them in their cubbies. We'll finish another day, but nice. Yeah, this is a lot. This chapter's a lot easier to read than I thought it was. Hey, I'll see you at dinner. Christy gave him a wave as they left. Then he turned to Joe, getting the hang of the longer flakes. Joe turned to Christy's side. Let's see the positioning of your pressure point. Remember, you want to get more controlled pressure on the edge. The knife. You need one hand to hold the rock, while the other positions. What you need one hand to hold the other rock, while the other hand positions the pressure tool. The actual pressure comes from the squeeze of your leg muscles for your hands. Joe kneeled in front of Chrissy and repositioned her hands between her legs. Her legs. He held her hand to focus the pressure of the tip on the plant-formed edge of the scraper. Now squeeze. Squeeze. Take that as you will. He watched the tip. If it's staying on the platform, she should get a nice long flight. If she's successful, she might take more of the classes. Nothing happened. Joe frowned and looked up. She had a wide grin on her face. What the heck? Joe suddenly realized he was on his knees before a rather attractive young lady with his hands between her thighs. He drew his hands and tried to stand up. Too quick, Virgo dumped him on his butt, and steel grate saving him from landing in the pit. He flushed his face scarlet as she giggled what an idiot he was. Oh, you're so cute, she said, smiling. Sorry, I'll behave. Please show me again how you position the hands. Joe decided her humor was instantly returned to her smile. Okay, I'll try not to fall over. Again. Safely sitting beside Chrissy, with a comfortable few inches of space between them. Joe mentioned again the use of the leg muscles to provide the pressure for flanking. For several tries, Christy started throwing flakes. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Seeing the scraper. Joe acutely felt the empty room and the light conversation. Maybe you could piggyback on the exchange between Mark and Melissa. Are you thinking the next species of archaeologists will be sea otters? Wait, that was her that said that? Oh. Joe paused long enough that Joe wondered if he got himself in another embarrassing situation. Seriously, she finally said, I do wonder about the future of the human race. What's going to get us first? Disease, like COVID, the environment, I guess fucking Yellowstone, the sun, or just plain war? They're all valid. This time sounds sort of negative. I heard that you recently completed medical school and are thinking about working on the United Nations agencies, Joe said. Certainly sounds positive. Oh, just put me down as a skin is all, maybe just stubborn. I ain't gonna touch either comment. Okay, what the hell is this mean? Huh. Okay. Hey, just he went back to kidnapping. Joe got up and after putting George's supplies away, swept Mark and Melinda's stray debris into the pit. They had pretty much cleaned up after them. In a few minutes, he returned to Chrissy's side. Looks like I got the shape, Chrissy. Looks like I got the shape. Chrissy held up her kidnapped rock. So freaking kidnapped. But I think I'll have to come back another day to complete the sharpening. That'll be good, I'll be good. He always didn't sound too eager. Our class schedules are set by the sign-up sheets. Okay, see you later. Chrissy dusted off her apron, picked up her supplies, and put them into an empty cubby. Better tear my father away from the internet. He might forget to eat. With a wave, she left. For more than a few minutes, Joe just stood there, being his wit. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it's a little girl he saved. I knew it that she was going to be that she was still on. She would still be on the ranch, on the range. She would be in this, still be in the future. Oh, this is going to be good. Guys, this is going to be awesome. Give me a second. I just want to listen to some music very quick. Okay, we're back. Oh yeah, I was just listening to some Doom stuff. But anyways, Chapter 4, Tuesday. Yeah, I'm trying our accent now. Let's see if you guys like it. Joe took another bite of Potts's home fries. Sorry. A glance across the dining hall. Christy sat surrounded by several pokes and a couple of the single guests. Oh yes, she has the big titties. I mean boobs. Oh shit. I can't just say that. My apologies. And a couple of the single guests. He shifted his attention back to the children at his table. Oh my god! Making fire is all about friction, generating hot dust, allowing the dust to collect and combust. A flickering movement caught his eye. Chrissy had stood and was laughing at some comment from one of the men at her table as she picked up her tray. Joe gobbled his last forkful of potatoes and counted his breakfast dishes onto his tray. It would be great to see some of you at my fire and fiction class. What the hell is a fire and fiction class? What? Not gonna question it. He stood, nodded farewell, headed toward the cleanup station. Chose around the 2 tables out of his way and reached the kitchenway the same time as Chrissy was clearing her tray at the kitchenway spot, I guess. Good morning, Joe. Melody, yeah. Her melodic tone. Melodic voice. Such a stir for his core. Because he has the big horny. Ready for another day with the greenhorns? Further think of you all as outdoor the fusee is. Joe helped her with her tray. Canapé is on the board for tomorrow if you'd like to finish your deadliest catch. If you'd like to finish your obsidian point. Oh. Well, it's hard to choose from all the large activities, including learning how to be a fascist dictator. Why do you have that She started toward the door, but moved slow enough to let him finish clearing his tray and join her on her side, walking with her. Oh. Anyways, Joe decided that now was as good as time as any to try and Besides, he'd lose his courage if he delayed. Say, there's a bit of a break before dinner. Care for a short horseback ride? There's a small ride a few miles away with a great view of the crazy mountains where we keep all the loony people. You have a insane asylum up there. Because why the hell not? Maybe take her on a relaxed ride with some great scenery would show that he was normal before rumors of the killing got around, Him 360 no-scoping that native person. Which he did actually 360 no-scope. Hey, fun to imagine. But why are they called the Crazies? They're not. They're called the Crazy Mountains. Couple of possible reasons. Joe's pulse raced. Maybe we should go, to the mountains, or whatever. Some think it's due to the haunting sound, the wind that blows down through the canyons. Another story is that a pioneer woman wandered up there after going crazy when the Native Americans killed their family. The Crow people call them the Blue Bird Mountains. Right, sounds nice. Christy flashed a pretty smile. Work out the rest of the day's schedule. She had an apologetic shrug. There are already so many activities, like the dictator activity. Why is that there? Seriously. Well, I'm glad you find your stay interesting, he said. Relieved that he made a gracious reply. Joe joined the children for dinner with some trepidation. Oh yeah, he was kind of nervous. In the midst of his trip in the Red Rush, a penny swept through the ranch's guests during the afternoon. Luckily, the present conversation centered on a Kroger. A Kroger? Oh, I guess a wolf of some kind. Anyways, a mountain lion that has been sighted during one of the afternoon horseback trips was that Joe was able to enjoy the company as well as the food because, well, right now, they don't care that he just murdered a Native American by 360 fucking no-scope. 20 seconds on ice cream. Joe glanced up at the sound of the dining hall opening. Okay, I'm not gonna do my accent right now. Cause time travel reactions! Ooh, what the fuck is this? That's a lighter. Fucking witchcraft. Okay, let's go. Shit, now what? Joe mumbled under his breath. Wait. Oh, the sheriff and Alex walked in. Alex nodded his chin at Joe, and they retreated. They walked out the door, and now he had to follow them. Shit, now what? Wait. They're taking ice cream. Joe glanced up at the sound of the dining hall door opening. The sheriff and Alex walked in. Alex nodded his chin at Joe. They retreated for the door, and Alex followed them. Please. Shit, now what? Joe mumbled under his breath. Screw it, I'm doing the accent. Excuse me, the boss is calling, he said it out loud as he gathered his tray. Detoured past the busing station and left the dining hall. Outside, a small figure stood between two sheriff's deputies. A small blanket was draped over her shoulders. Beneath it, she wore a one-piece leather shift with head and arm openings. No shoes. She appeared young, perhaps young preteen. And please, don't do anything to this little girl. Do you recognize her? The sheriff asked. Mother, she doesn't seem to understand English or Spanish. In fact, she said it was quite gay. I'm not sure how she knows that, but I guess it's universal. It was quite wild when we found her wandering up in the crazies. It's a crazy mountain. It's quite wild. In fact, she bit the tip of my dick off. Dude, okay, I was just joking, but still, that's a child. The little girl glanced up at Joe. Her face lightened and she spoke. Please remember, she's like, wait, this is the guy that saved me that one time. Perhaps he could help me, you know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? So, Joe found her words. It sounded like, help me. She started to struggle. She started trying to break out of the two sheriff's deputies' grip, It's the little girl I can't remember ride Sunday. He knelt before her. It's alright. Nobody will hurt you. The girl looked blankly at him. I don't understand English. The words were wrong. First time filled Joe's head and he voiced them. Yeah, he couldn't. Basically, yeah, English not gonna work. He has to say some other language. I protect. It sounds he made or foreign to his ears, but the little girl's face brightened. He stopped struggling with them. Let me try to communicate with her, Joe said to the two deputies, maybe in private. A nod from the sheriff, they released her hold on her arms and stepped back, both looking relieved. Joe took the girl's hand and pointed to his chest with his free hands. Joe, he didn't point to the girl. Name? Again, the words sounded strange. Basically, he's speaking a language that he doesn't fucking know. But don't question it. Just tell him. Anyways, Joe took the girl's hand and pointed to his chest with his free hand. Joe? He then pointed to the girl. Name? Again, the word sounded strange. Alita. Sorry, I'm reading back a bit. I'm just... I'm wandering a bit, but my bad. Anyways, Alta or Alta. Not Alita, like Alita Ballinger. Alita is whatever. She answered. Tita smiled and moved the edges of her mouth. Alita hung. Oh, fuck it, she's Alita. No, Alta. Alta hungry? Joe pointed to her stomach as he spoke the strange words. Alta nodded. Nothing strange there. She just nodded. Over to the ranch manager. Alex, could you arrange for a tray of food? I'd like to take Alta, that's her name, away from all these people. Alex nodded at the sheriff, who nodded. No, Alex looked at the sheriff, who nodded. Right away, Joe. You have to go back inside. Alex, could you ask Christy Kerner to help? She's a medical doctor. Alex paused and nodded before he disappeared through the doorway. Alex walked with Elta to the end of the covered porch of the dining hall. Elta, where is your home? The strange words seemed less difficult now. No, not. Tears started tracking down her dusty cheeks. Irene, she didn't know that it was Montana. Strange men captured me. I guess the police people on big animals. Yeah, not big animals. They're fucking guards. You're safe now, Joe interrupted. He held out his arms, fingers touching her shoulders, felt her stiffen, then she ground him and buried her sobbing face against his shoulder. Oh no! Perhaps I can help? Christy was standing a few yards away. Behind her, a growing cluster of people stood at the dining hall doorway, saying, "Oh Christ, someone call the police." I'm just kidding. But anyways, with deliberate slowness, Joe disentangled himself from Alta's arms, stared into her eyes. Alta, this is Christy, he said. She is friend. Alta peered up at Christy. Her eyes narrowed, but then softened. Hello, she said. Help me? Me? What the fuck are you saying? Joe, what did she say? Chrissy asked. I don't understand her. Well, that's sounds like a you problem. She's asking if you'll help her, Joe replied in English. He was spared further questions about language while the arrival of Alex carried a laden tray of food. Come on, let's see some time travel reactions, baby. Also, you might buy big animals, don't you mean police car? Or do you must be like the police going out there into the crazy mountains of horses? I don't know why you go into mountains on cars, police cars. Oh, on big animals. Oh yeah, horses, because I don't think they had horses until Europeans brought them over. I guess, but whatever. I might not know shit, but I probably don't. I don't know shit, but let's keep going. If you spare for a critical language of the arrival of Alex Carey later food tray. She halted him a few yards away with a gesture, then brought the tray to the child herself. Alta, are you hungry? Chrissy nodded to the food on the tray and set it on a nearby chair. Alta looked at the tray, then at Joe. Brow furrowed. She pointed to a glass of water. Joe spoke the sounds in his head. Water. Picked up the glass, took a sip, then held it out. That's got bacteria. How the fuck do you know that you're... Alta reached behind the glass. Her finger brushed Joe's, and her eyes flicked to his. She looked back to the glass and drew it slowly from Joe's grasp. The young girl gulped the water without stopping. She drew a long breath. Then she put the empty glass back in Joe's hands. Eat, Alta. Joe set the glass on a nearby chair, spared a couple of green beans from a bowl with a fork, then popped them in his mouth, chewed, swallowed, and smiled. Your turn. He'll
He handed the fork to Alta. Wait, what? Well, handle first. All the food. Took the bowl with one hand. She then used the other hand to grab a handful of the green beans and stuffed them into her mouth. Alta, Krista started to say. It's okay, Joe interrupted. I don't think Alta knows what a fork is. Look, I heard you ran into some strange people the day before yesterday, Chrissy shifted her glance from Alta to Joe. If this uncle can't understand English and doesn't know about eating utensils, then where is he from? The fucking past! But, wait, well, what the fuck? Okay, I guess the Americans back then were lactose intolerant, but let's go. But anyways, Alta paused to look at Joe, then at Christy. Then she started on the potatoes. I'm just as bewildered as you, Joe said. If you can get her confidence, maybe you can. Oh, you get her confidence as in, if you can get her trust, you get her to trust you. Maybe you can give her a preliminary checkup she's not eating. Nod towards the girl's feet. Maybe check the scratches on her feet. Certainly, Chrissy focused her attention back to the child. Here, Lotta, let's work on this glass of milk with his lactose intolerant we know now. Spoilers, guys, I'm sorry. Joe got up and, after waiting a few seconds to check that Alita was content to be left alone with Christy, turned to the chef and Alex. Mr. Kerrook, to which tribe does the little girl belong? The sheriff asked. She was like a wild animal when she found her, because she kind of was. Back then they kind of were wild animals. I'm not saying that they're fucking animals, like, oh, they're they're animals. No, I'm not saying that, but let's just say they're not totally what we would consider civilized, but whatever. No response to English or Spanish. Sorry, sir, Joe said. I really don't know. I just seem to pick out a few words of a language he never heard. Well, you did better than us. I guess the sheriff is talking. Dr. Carey seems to be doing okay as well. Let's look back to where Alta was finishing up the dinner tray with Christy. Going to take her to child services. Go take her in to child services. The sheriff paused and ran his fingers through thinning hair. But I may wait till tomorrow. The girl seems calm now. Shit. First she felt like a wild thing. Hell, like I said, she even grabbed and tried to twisted my dick. I'm gonna put myself on the sex offenders list. Well, whatever. Yes, I like dark comedy, guys. Is dark jokes. He sighed. I don't want to put her through that again. What, did you taser or some shit? Alex. He's talking to Alex. The sheriff's talking to Alex now. Alex, can I pose you talk to Dr. Curry taking care of the child overnight? The sheriff said to the ranch manager. Because, she has to go to the past as well, I guess. I'll make arrangements with the Children Family Services Division first thing in the morning. Sure, Alex faced Joe. Perhaps you can get more information out of the child this evening? Joe looked from Alex to the sheriff, then back to Alex. Yes, sir. Would these guys even leave any information you might get? The sheriff started to turn away and stopped. Stopped and stepped close to Joe. You didn't hear this from me. The continent-wide count on deceased medicine errors is over 200. There are other reports of similar occurrences in Central America and in West Africa. Any thoughts? So basically, all the medicine elders are starting to kill themselves off all over the world, Joe stared at him for a moment. The last thing he needed was to get involved with some conspiracy nonsense about indigenous spiritual leaders and fatal ceremonies. Oh, so this thing was about Tuesday. This is about Tuesday later Tuesday. But anyways, about indigenous spiritual leaders and fatal ceremonies. No, sir, I can't think of any connection between my experience on Sunday and this and others. I only saw killings. Looked over the soldier. Elta was walking toward them with her hand in Christie's, and a young girl being chased. Oh yeah, she's a woman. Yeah, because people back then were a lot shorter than people now. Yeah, makes sense. Whatever. So we can legally fuck her. First, Joe knocked and, had a muffled reply, opened the door of the Christie's cabin. Inside, Alta sat on a sofa. Christie stood behind her, combing Alta's hair. Which she's like, what the hell are you doing with my hair? Because remember, she's from the past. Anyways, the young girl wore a plaid skirt and white sleeveless blouse, a trouser for long black hair, now glistening in the dark from a nearby table lamp. I heard you were sick, said Joe in Alta's language. Are you feeling better? He squinted as he entered the brightly lit room. He shifted a desk chair close to her, then paused. What was her cultist parcel space? He was sitting in the chair a few inches further away and sat. Yes, honored Joe. She rose, took Joe's right hand, and lifted it to her forehead. Thank you again. Save me from Warrior. Lowered herself back on the sofa, and she's like, ooh, it's so comfortable. Because remember, she's from the past, motherfucker. Please, just call me Joe. It was my blunder, Chrissy drew in a deep breath. Alta is lactose intolerant. Down her hand, it touched Alta's shoulders. Anyways, what one is this? Anyways, each hand had touched Alta's shoulder. Alta looked from Chrissy to Joe and lowered her head again. I believe her stomach is now okay. Guess that's what Christy said. Elsa, can you tell us about life in your village? Joe leaned forward. Village name is Stream Crossing. Small smile softened her face. Small stream nearby. After all, stream crossing flows into Long River. Large trade route goes through village. The smile disappeared. Joe, what's she saying? Chrissy walked around and sat next to Alta. Sorry, I'll fill you in later. Joe glanced at Chrissy and back to Alta. What is wrong? His smiles faded. Traders stopped last year, when Tog invaded land. Alta put her hands in her lap, gazed into some distant place. Tark warriors wear white clay on faces. Man chased me, wear white clay. Also, that was the people that are chasing her, I guess. I looked up at her and bit her lip. Hollowness crept into Joe's core. She was just a kid. Well, now in a strange country, and it was his meddling that had ripped her from her family and world. When he hadn't interfered, she would have escaped on her own and would now be with her family. Anyways, Joe transferred for Christy. When did, because she asked a question, when did Ulta first know about the White Clay Warriors? Asked Christy. Joe repeated the question to Ulta. 3 moons ago. I guess 14 or whatever days were, or 3 days ago. 3 white clay strangers visit village. Demand stream crossing. Send food and children to Torque village. At the mouth of Long River. Kids, Joe leaned forward. Did they explain why they want the kids? Say Torque has much new land. They have a lot of land, I guess. They have great honor. Large gardens to make, I guess. Ulta paused. Her eyes returned to some distant view. Father and Ultima didn't believe in this, thing, I guess. And they refused. Ultima, son elder of village. I guess what's her father is. Then Ultima's her uncle or whatever. What do you do then? Ultima say leave. Ulta glanced down. 12 villagers say talk destroy village. Then they go and, I guess, destroy the village. White Clay Warrior chased you. How did that happen? Ulta sat straighter, head high. I stay at the woman hut, your first blood. Oh yeah, his father. Ultima's the elder of the village and her uncle. Okay, she's like the niece of the elder of the village. Jiggy, she said in the woman hut. First blood. Joe's face burned as he translated for Christy. The young girl was a young woman. So much for his powers of observation. Now he could legally fuck. Was there more than one White Clay warrior? C1, I guess, warrior. She said, voice now shaking. Hear birds. She knew someone approach. Sorry, guys. God damn my nose. Ooh, lair? Okay, I'm just looking at it because I was wondering about that. Ah, cool. Anyways, C1, I guess, the white was a more white color illustration. C1, she said, voice not shaking. Hear birds, know someone's approaching. Village, no approach. She couldn't approach her village. She ran, man, hear her running. She chased him. Joe clenched his jaw. Damn, he was upsetting her. Maybe a different topic would help. Can you describe the lands around your village? Alta's face softened again. It's beautiful, even cold moons when snow covered ground. She held her hand about 2 feet off the ground. Tree covered hills full of animals and medicine plants, clear water in small stream, open fields for growing eating plants. As she spoke, images flooded Joe's imagination. She described everything he had seen, when he went to that world, when he went back in time, More evidence that he hadn't hallucinated. Food? Much maize, squash, and beans in cleared fields. Rain many times each moon. I guess the long days are hot. Many trees have nuts. Many animals for meat and leather and tools. Much fish. Lisa smiled. My brother loves fish. Her smile faded. I hope he's safe. What's the thing of this again? Oh, so I guess the home is already destroyed. So wait. Oh, wait. So it's where? Oh, so this is like in Pennsylvania. From Montana. Okay, that's not spoiler, guys. That's just in the description. One small hill with Joe paused. No word came to his mind for a square. Straight sides, ancestors rest there. Other traders? For Torque invaders, Torque, before, the traders, that were Torque, yes. Torque traders visit every moon. Clay and salt from the south. Shine rocks from far away from knives and axes. Yellow pebbles of pounded tools to the nap rocks. Oh, napping. He knows all about that. She yawned, quickly covering her mouth. I'm sorry, not mean to disrespect you. You should rest. We could talk more tomorrow. Joe stood. We girls will be okay. Chrissy turned to Alta. Tomorrow, a nice lady from the SFSD will be here to help you. Joe hesitated before translating. His own experience with social services had been traumatic. When his parents had been killed by a drunk driver, he spent several weeks in state custody before his grandparents had been located. The caretakers had been killed by a child or teen torn from his or her family needs a lot more than strangers. Walked to the door, or I'll see you in the morning, he said to Alta, who rewarded him with a much bigger smile. But yeah, she's not. They can't. Okay, basically like the CPS, but they can't do anything. She's a young. She's, damn. Okay, where's a young woman? They can't do anything. Well, yeah, she's a mysterious person that can still help in some ways, but still. You girls will be okay. Chrissy turned to Alta, and tomorrow, a nice lady from the SFSD will be here to help you. Oh yeah, okay, let's just skip for this. He walked to the door. I'll see you in the morning, he said to Alta, who rewarded him with a much bigger smile, The other just said Billy, I guess. Chrissy followed him onto the cabin's porch. I feel so sorry for her. Do you have any news about what happened, I guess? Joe looked back. Through the door, he saw Alta slumped on the sofa, her face in her hands. Posture reminded him of the days after his parents' death. Not a clue. She's older than she looks, Joe said. Maybe mid-teens. Oh, she thought she was like pre-teens, but she's mid-teens. So not legal. Okay, FBI, take me away. Well, regardless of her age, you really got our attention now. Larry raised an eyebrow. He's sitting on a cooler by the door of Joe's cabin, working real hard to believe story, We just about got there, believe your story, sort of. Y'all go and plot the damsel distress into our midst. Hey, how do you think I feel? Hell, I just about had myself convinced I was hallucinating, about the whole experience. And Alta shows up on my doorstep. Oh, said she's a mid-teen. Yeah, they CPS could do something. Curiouser and curiouser as another famous young girl once said. Brent looked at Joe from his porch, perched on the single chair in the small room. One glaring question remains. How do you communicate? Chris says you also jam it on, yet you claim that you only speak English. And Alta, it's actually less of a question where the hell I was when I was supposed to be in Redwash. Hold on. Why I can understand Alta's actually less of a question than where the hell I was when I was supposed to be in Redwash. Oh yeah, because he went from Redwash to a different place, aka Pennsylvania. Near the Susquehanna, the Susquehanna River. If I'm not saying that, just right, Susquehanna River. Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know how to say it properly, but let's show the language ability for a moment. Ren held up his hands in mock defeat. Where's Alta? Says she's from. She talked of rolling hills. Joe closed his eyes, remembering the earlier conversation. Thick forests. What feels kept away by yearly burning. A.k.a. the sun, I guess. Forest undergrowth purely burned also. Oh, by burning, I guess like burning down with fire. But near a large river. Okay, let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Brent tilted his head in a thoughtful pose. How can we be sure she's telling the truth? Oh, fuck you, Bob. Bobby. The story is a bit incredible. Joe stared at the can of juice in his hand, but what he claims matches up with what I saw. He looked at Brent. So you're both crazy, or she's telling the truth. The corner of Brent's mouth twitched. Another option is that you're in cahoots with her. Oh, fuck you, Bobby. His mouth tightened to the line, but you never delivered an injured horse, so let's delete that line of inquiry. What are seasons? Summer's gonna be hot, periodic rain. Leaves turn color in the fall. Snow can get to knee deep in winter. Yo, how much of the earth does that scratch all the list? Larry's eyebrows rose. Sounds like we're left with the temperate regions. Look, Brent stood up and kicked Larry's cooler. What the hell are you doing? Let's get back to this language thing. Larry stood while Brent pulled out another beer. Oh yeah, he wanted to get another beer. I hear the correct sounds in my head. Joe sipped at his orange juice. Just have to get my tongue in the correct position, to say the words. If she speaks, the images flash through my mind of how to say the words. Her first words are hard to understand. They're more than a subject and verb. He downed the remainder of the juice and tossed the can in a nearby bucket already half full of empty cans. Ooh, an hour. Oh, that looks weird. Please. Really more than a subject and verb. He downed the remainder of the juice, tossed the can in a nearby bucket already half full of empties. The more I listen and talk, with the language, the better the sentence structure becomes, at least in my head. No idea how my words sound to Alta. So we got your basic mind reading. Oh, mind reading. So he's not even saying the words. Whatever. Larry said maybe a little psychic transportation, possibly tied to some title. Larry gets it. He struggled. What's the problem? What are you saying? Joe asked. Alta looks Native American, dresses Native. I guess is what Larry's saying. Dresses Native American, and quite possibly speaks some dialect Native American, but she doesn't understand English. Has never seen a horse, and has a clue what to do with a fork. You figure it out. What do you mean about the horse? Joe stared at Larry. Well, the deputies before he left. Larry stood and lifted the lid off the cooler. He smiled and grabbed another beer. Alta was a wild woman when they caught her, but went limp with fear when the deputies lifted her up onto his horse. So, now what? Brent asked after a few seconds of silence. Well, tomorrow, Alta will be in the hands of SFSD. Larry's face slipped into a frown. That bothers me too. Joe rubbed his face with his hands. Another set of strangers isn't going to do her any good. Also, he's the only one that can talk with her at the moment. Chrissy volunteered to accompany Alta into town, Brent said. That'll help Alta, but what about Joe? Larry shifted his gaze from Brent to Joe. You're at the center of this, whole debacle. Any ideas? Well, I'm worried about Alta. Joe's shoulders slumped. Hey guys, I'm actually reading this thing. I'm making some weird comments. That's cool. Anyways, but she'll be out of my hands tomorrow. That would be relieved. Maybe this whole thing would blow over. Joe closed his eyes as the memories of the massacre at the village replayed itself in his mind. Maybe life will go back to normal. But anyways, I'm going to end this off, and I'm going to make another part. Basically, soon after this, but yeah, the hour thing's looking weird. I also don't want to exhaust my space, so